Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is the Price Variance Show with Mark from Suddenly Comics. And we got the hottest Silver Age books of the week. Let's get into it. Mark, what's the first book?
What is the first book? The first book is Tales to Astonish, first Ant-Man, the return of Ant-Man, the first appearance of, what's his name as Ant-Man, first Ant-Man in costume.
Henry Pym.
Henry Pym. It's not. It's the first Ant-Man in costume, isn't it? It isn't the first.
Is it Hank Pym? Hank Pym.
Hank Pym. It's
Hank.
Not his first appearance because he appears.
No, this is his first appearance in costume.
Yes.
But this is a interesting book. So this was what I call a steal of the week. This is a fairly rare, like it's not that common of a book, and it's sold for pretty low, like really affordable price. So yeah, Tales to Astonish number 35.
And it's a pretty decent
5.0.
Pretty decent 5.0 as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice looking. And it's a cool cover. So yeah, it sold for $720.
That sounds quite cheap to me.
Yeah, for that grade.
Yeah.
That grade is very, very cheap. I think even at a low grade, it goes for maybe even more.
Let's have a look at Go Collect then. It's 5.0.
So yeah, so if you look at the census, there's only 971.
It's a low price. Youcher.
Yeah, I think it was even below the record, like before the COVID bump.
Yeah. There's the COVID bump, eight something, and now it's 720. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think this was just a steal. I think it was just for whatever reason nobody bid on it.
Yeah. An outlying low price, one hopes.
And as I said, it's a rarer book. There's only 900 and something on the census.
Oh, let's have a look at that.
In blue.
Yeah. One
So I would have thought this book would have sold for around 1,000.
Yeah,
but
1 year average is 1,000, but that includes a bit of the bump. It's peaked at 2.1, so this is a third of the value of its peak now.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, the fact that it's below where it was before all the hype is not a good sign.
No.
But yeah, so this was, I think, just a steal of the week. I always like to have one which is just a crazy low price where somebody got a really great deal, and I think that's what this is. This is not one that, if you look at it, it doesn't come up that often.
No,
you know, as I said, it is a bit rarer, and it's just
actually interestingly, one came. This was on the 11th of July. One came up on the 8th. This has dropped $400 in 3 months.
From the sale of earlier the week. Yeah, I think, as I said, I think it was just a steal of the week. You know, it's like one of those books that was oddly picked up.
Yeah.
I think part of the problem with these Silver Age books and Heritage is Heritage went from having all their books on Sunday to having it where they divided out into the 3 different eras.
Yeah.
And I think what's happened is you lose all the big collectors that watch day one, and the Silver Age is suffering as a result.
Yeah, you could be right.
But okay, so that's the steal of the week.
We then got a lot of very similar Wonder Womans, right?
Yeah, so there's a reason for this. So last week we were looking at what I call run fillers, high grade run fillers.
Yeah.
And so what I think, you know, what you have is you get popular characters like Wonder Woman, and the next 4 books are all Wonder Woman, so they'll be very similar. This is Wonder Woman number 176.
Yeah.
The nice Silver Age Wonder Woman, kind of a cool between the legs cover. It is one where it's, you know, there's not that many in high grade, and whenever a high grade one comes up, which is not that often, people jump on it. So you
And
got
it's
these.
a super clean cover, and it's got
Yeah, it's a 9.4.
old label as well. So it may, probably hasn't.
Yeah, it could be
pressed
even
onto it.
one where somebody thinks, oh, I can get a bump on this one.
Mm.
So what I'm thinking, like what I'm kind of curious about, and this is why I showed like a bunch from this Wonder Woman thing, is I'm curious about whether or not the market is seeing these books as buying opportunities, or if they're just always going to be a market there where these people that want to have the run want those high grade copies and are willing to pay up for them.
Well, let's have a look. So this is 9.6. I can't imagine there's many 9.6s of this, Alan.
Yeah, was it a 9.6 or 9.4?
Uh,
I thought it was 9.4.
it's a 9.6.
Oh, okay. Sorry. For some reason, I thought it was 9.4. Okay.
So there are only 4 of these. There's only one higher graded.
Yeah.
This went 660, which is a record, I think. But there's very few sales of this.
Yeah. So if you look,
actually, what sold
just
8? Hang on, I've got 2 sales here. One on the same day, one at 389 and one at 660.
On the same day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
One on eBay and one on Heritage.
Probably what happened was it sold probably first on Heritage, and then somebody jumped over to eBay, having lost out, and picked it up cheaper. Because if you look at the price, like the purple line is always deceiving, but if you look at the price back in the way back there, it was a much cheaper book.
Well, that's okay, isn't it? I mean, that's 6 years. It's done quite
well. Yeah, but my point is, like, probably somebody listed it on eBay going by that previous value, and they probably listed it a little bit low. Somebody probably jumped over to eBay once it sold on Heritage.
So it saw itself for 660 and had said, wait a minute, I can buy this for 389.
Exactly. I've done that many times where I've seen the price go crazy on Heritage, and then I go over to eBay, and then I see it like for half that price. So I grab it.
Before those 2, the last sale was 2017. So this is not a big seller. So you're absolutely right. You can't. It's not. You don't get no sales for 6 years and then suddenly 2 on the same day. I mean, that's just odd.
Yeah. So, but I thought it was interesting. It's it's like one of the.
That's holding its price. That's doing okay.
Yeah, it's doing very well.
Another one similar.
Similar. This one I actually like the cover better. I think it's cool Trident cover. Another 9.6. And this is Wonder Woman. What issue number?
171.
171.
This one also 9.6. Also beautiful looking cover. I like this cover better as well.
I like the Trident. I just think it looks cool.
I like the foot sock.
Yeah, it's funny. So this is a cool cover. Has the a lot of people do collect those checker borders.
This is going to go for a similar price, isn't it? It's virtually the same time phase. It's the same grade.
Slightly better cover.
It's a slightly better cover. Let's have a look. See what it did. Did it do 660? How much? Sorry, how much did it sell for? Forgotten.
It was a bit more.
780. Oh, right. Okay, so it's gone for $100 more.
Again, this is another record. It just doesn't come up that often. There's only there's only 5.
This hasn't come up for 6 years, so it's doubled its value in 6 years.
Is it doubled or more than that? I think it's more than that.
No, it's more than that. It's 2.5 times. It's gone up 2.5 times. Pretty good investment here if you bought one of these 2017. Yeah. And you've got all the Alan, you've got the full Wonder Woman collection.
Yeah, I got the full set. Mine are like probably in the 8.0 range, I would say, for these ones. These
not bad.
Mid runs. But what it shows is like, I'm personally a collector who collects lower grades for the most part, but I'm collecting keys. And I think you can get away with that in the keys where you don't need to buy that investment grade. But for these run fillers, it's really about the investment grade, because that's, the type of people that are going to buy these are
Yeah.
going to be the people that want that high grade run filler rather than just some random book.
Yeah, this is somebody who's collecting 9.6. I bet this is the same buyer. I bet it's the same person who's bought all these.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I wouldn't doubt it. Or, there's like
Here's
maybe
another one.
two or three collectors. Yeah.
Another one.
This went for $780. I always thought this was a cool cover with the centipede guy.
Yeah,
The
the
Crimson Centipede. I
don't
think it's
you
actually
have-
the first
yeah.
appearance of the Crimson Centipede, but I'm not sure.
Is it the first and only appearance of the Crimson Centipede?
I think so. It's a Ross Andro cover, number 169.
And we've got the checker plate. So we're in
Yeah,
1966.
and the reason they did that was just so they would display better on the newsstand, so people would, see it, right?
Yeah.
So we got a 780. And if you look at the previous sale, again, this is one that just doesn't come up that often. It was a 9.4, this one, I believe.
Was this a 9.4 or not a 9.6? This is a 9.4.
Yeah.
But
I knew one of them was a 9.4, so that's why.
only 47 of. There's only 47 of these, Alan. They're pretty rare.
Yeah.
And even
I just think it's one that people don't get graded.
Nah.
It's not just, yeah.
Yeah, and if you look at where all the grades are, they're all in the high grade. They're all in the 9s. So if you're going to get this graded, you're going to get it graded because you think it's
Get a high grade copy, yeah.
Oh, hang on, that was 9.6. So actually, this is sold for the 9.6 price.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think it was an older label too.
Yes, it was. These are. I think these all come from the same collection, and I think they're all going to the same place.
Yeah, probably what's going to happen is whoever's getting them is going to crack them, press them, and try to get the grade bump.
I mean, that was a really good price for a 9.4. Yeah, 780 for a 9.4 is sort of like double what somebody paid for it in 2022.
Wow, that's pretty good for 1 year.
Yeah. I think that's that of the three, that's gone for the highest because the other two are 9.6s. This one's a 9.4. Interesting.
Yeah, really, really interesting sale. I mean, if you like centipedes, it's a really cool cover.
Yeah. If you're a centipede cover collector, you probably
this is the one to get.
Yeah, I can't really think of many others. Right. Okay. And another Wonder Woman.
Now, this one I was really surprised by. This is a 9.6, but it's it's a cool cover. Again, they're fighting on Kangas. That's the horse-like creature that they use in Paradise Island. It's a kangaroo plus, they treat it like a horse, right?
Yeah, a horse kangaroo.
Yeah. So they're supposedly some alien creature, actually, according to the story.
Right. Well, this is they're all the same run, aren't they? 168, 170, 170.
There was actually others that sold. It was a fairly good lot of Wonder Woman that sold.
And these were the ones that 9.6. Oh, look, this has gone for 1,320.
Yeah, this was a big sale. That's why I'm saying this was really surprising. This was kind of the biggest of the four.
Yeah.
And if you look at the prior, there was a big record way back when that was sort of a spike.
Yeah.
I think that was the spike around the movie time period.
2008.
Is it 2008? So that would be maybe the announcement of the first Wonder Woman movie?
2009, yeah. Possibly. Still, that's a good price.
Yeah. It's way up. I mean...
Yeah.
If you look at the previous sale, what was the previous sale?
250 in 2014.
Yeah, so it's up 6 times from 2014.
Yeah, 9 years ago. You had to wait a bit.
Yeah. But if you look again, the census for this is fairly low. There's only 5 9.6s and only 42 on the census.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
these are
Yeah, these are good sales. So I think what you're pointing out here is that, you know, these filler comics at high grade are holding the value.
Yeah. So I mean, it's something that you like as a collector. It's something to consider when you're going after these kind of Silver Age run fillers. Might not be a bad investment if you get them in those higher grades, because you know there is always like enough demand. You don't need a huge demand. You just need like 2 or 3 buyers that want to get them, and you know they'll bid it up to that crazy price
Yeah.
whenever they come up.
You know,
So
if you've been wanting one of these in your collection, you've had to wait 6 years before one appeared. So, you know,
yeah,
you're going to want
that
to
builds
get
up a lot of anticipation.
it. Yeah, well, you're going to want to get it, aren't you? Because you don't want to wait another 6 years.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, but you know, I thought it was interesting. You know, gives you some opportunities to invest as well.
indeed.
So okay, so the next set of books are not Wonder Woman, and they're going to be on your channel. We're going to go over to your channel now, and we're
Okay.
going to see what the next set of books are. They're very different, different theme, and it should be interesting. So everyone, go over to Mark's channel and check it out, and see the top 5 books on the list.
Well, one of the things to just say to Alan, thanks for that little set of Wonder Womans, because I've never seen any of those Wonder Woman covers before.
Mhm.
You know, and it is quite nice to see some of these not key covers because I do quite like the art.
They're quite nice, actually. I
Yeah,
really like the last one.
yeah. I mean, I
The-
love the cover on this one with the oranges and the reds. So, yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, great. Okay, see you on the other side.